gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get into the video.
The Natural Plus Bodega back open today after an especially traumatic stabbing last night. Police say a 19-year-old girl was stabbed to death after rejecting a man's advances. A witness who did not want to be identified described what happened.
And this is how dangerous New York City has become. Just a few years after the whole BLM riots, defund the police movement, the pandemonium, the pandemic, however you want to call it. But now we're starting to see the effects of the policies at hand, the criminal justice reform policies, the no cash bail policies. We talked about the dismembered, individual that the 4 people were let off after dismembering somebody because they couldn't charge them with murder because they didn't have enough evidence. And dismembering apparently is not a violent offense. Therefore, they weren't eligible for bail and got released on no bail. But they got ankle monitors though. So, I mean, these are the type of animals, monsters, like Donald Trump said, that are out here in these streets. These super gremlins are on demon time.
One of the guys had complimented the 2 girls that had walked in with their friends, and they said no, they weren't attracted, so he called them names.
It was 2:20 early Sunday morning when police say Samyia, Spain, with another 19-year-old neighbors identified as her twin sister, entered the bodega. A man opened the door for them and then hit on the teen girls. Witnesses say they rejected him, and he started yelling.
He's banging on the door. They locked the door. Then he walked away again. So they unlocked the door so everybody could leave. So the second they opened the door, he ran back into the door and started attacking them.
The man jumped at them and stabbed them both.
Wow.
Samyia was stabbed in the chest and killed.
Yeah.
Her sister stabbed in the arm and survived.
Nice girls, yeah. They're very nice girls. So sad to see them gone, one of them gone.
And look how they acting a fool in Akbar's damn convenience store. You feel me? Like, sheesh. Oh, man. I mean, the community, we got to do way better. I don't know who is behind this, obviously. Apparently, the suspects had on Pooh Shiesty mask, but it's not looking good, and the city is only getting more dangerous.
The man with the knife ran off. State Assembly candidate Tony Herbert calling for tougher penalties for these kinds of crimes.
We also have to make sure that people understand if you pull a knife out on somebody, you're going to go to jail.
That stabbing happened around 2:30 in the morning on Sunday outside of Bodega in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Witnesses say a group of men tried engaging the women, and when they said that they weren't interested, things turned violent.
All right, Fox 5's Ashley Rodriguez joins us live from the scene where our community has been left devastated. Ashley.
Yeah, the witnesses say these men were sinister. They were looking to start trouble. They came into the bodega Sunday morning, argumentative and aggressive. And one of them decided to attack a 19-year-old girl, killing her, all because she wouldn't give him her number. Outside Wyckoff Gardens Public Housing in Park Slope sits a makeshift memorial for 19.
So this is the woman who was deleted, all because she didn't want to give her number to these super gremlins. How about that? I mean, this is horrible. This is, a woman's worst nightmare, because women get hit on in a lot of advances, especially if you're a beautiful young lady like this one. And obviously we see that there are many men out here who cannot take rejection, those of which are, going to go leaps and bounds to prove just how evil they can really be.
18-year-old Samyia Spain.
She's a sweetheart.
Samyia was killed early Sunday morning by a man who wanted her number. After she told him no, he waited for her outside the bodega on 4th Avenue and St. Mark's Place, and in a belligerent rage, stabbed her in the neck and chest, while her older brother and twin sister tried to fight him off. Soon after calling police, the siblings had to break the tragic news to their family from the hospital.
Wow.
Granddaddy, Samyia got stabbed and she died. You know.
What was your reaction?
I couldn't believe it. My wife started crying. You know, we never expect nothing like this to happen.
Park Slope residents were shocked by news of yet another senseless murder at the hands of what appeared to be a crazed individual who had no ties to the victim but chose to lash out at random.
I'm so scared.
Witnesses weren't sure if the man and his friends were drunk, but said he was in a rage, adamant she'd give him what he wanted.
And I told you guys, you know, we don't know the identities of these people yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an illegal alien. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of these Thug Max Alpha Sims. It could go either way. It could be a burrito gremlin. It could be a super gremlin. We don't know yet. But we just have to realize that these are some trying times. They're dangerous times. You can't go to a corner store without something happening. This is why we have food deserts. This is why we have pharmacy deserts. These major businesses, corporations leaving, packing up. Family Dollar packing up, leaving the hood. It's because of instances like this.
Rejected and revengeful, with no respect for the 19-year-old's life, he killed her, leaving her family broken and bitter.
It's really sad, you know, it's really sick. All I can tell you is really, really sick.
And we don't know much about that group of men. We do know one of them was wearing a ski mask. Now, the bodega behind me, it does have cameras, and we know that police have that footage. I was able to see the family outside of the home today. They did not want to talk to the media, but you could just see it all over their faces. They are completely devastated and heartbroken by this. And as I talk to residents in the neighborhood, really, they're all wondering why some people are just so angry and so violent that they would attack strangers. It's scary.
It's because they emptied the prisons and they opened the border. That's why.
We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Meanwhile, over in Brooklyn, the NYPD continues to search for two people wanted for stabbing of two 19-year-old twin sisters at a deli in Park Slope.
Yeah, one of those young women has died from her injuries. Ashley Rodriguez is live at that deli with more on what sparked this violence in the first place. Ashley.
Yeah, in the latest random and violent attack in the city, a crazed and belligerent man stabs a girl to death, all because she wouldn't give him her number. Now, her sister and brother tried to defend her outside this bodega I'm standing in front of, but they could not stop the man from stabbing her in her neck and her chest. It's just an absolutely horrific and tragic attack. It happened around 1:30 Sunday morning. Two 19-year-old twin sisters and their brother go to the bodega on 4th Avenue and St. Mark's Place to get some snacks for the family game night that was happening back home. A man approached one of the girls, Samyia, in the deli, asking her for her number. She said she wasn't interested, so the man starts arguing with her. He leaves, but police say he returned just a few minutes later with friends and starts pushing the twin sisters. The bodega worker, the brother, the girls, they force the belligerent guy out of the shop. But just when they thought he was gone, he's standing outside waiting for them, armed with a knife. Police say he starts screaming he's going to stab Samyia, and her brother and sister come to her defense, and even physically fighting him to leave her alone was...
Yeah, man, and even the brother and sister couldn't defend her before the super gremlin took her life. And these dudes, I mean, they're everywhere. I really can't wait until they get this individual in custody so we know exactly who did this. Because, I mean, this is tragic. And we need answers. We need answers big time.
Not enough. He was able to stab her in her neck and chest, as well as stab her sister. He runs off. They call 911, but soon after, her sister has to call the family from a hospital and tell them Samyia is dead.
I've never seen somebody full on get stabbed and possibly murdered ever in this area. There's usually zero problems.
All over someone getting rejected.
Rejected simply, and they just escalated it. I don't know if they were sober or not, but it's just, this was unnecessary as hell.
Now today, we still don't have a lot of information about the stabber and the group of guys he was with. We do know one of the men was in a ski mask, but authorities are hopeful that they're going to catch these guys today because the bodega behind me does have cameras. And
nice. So the authorities are confident. I'm confident. But we are seeing the after effects of the demonizing of police, defunding the police, the BLM riots, the levity in which we handle these violent criminals. And it's about time that people get angry, people get awakened about this, because there are real solutions. There really are. It doesn't have to be like this. We're choosing to allow this to happen, and not us, you know, over here, but obviously the leftists, the progressives, which I like to call the regressives. But they are the ones who are shaping the policies and shaping the environment so that it's so hostile, toxic, and violent outside. I mean, we have the data. We've seen trends in crime go down because of certain policies and getting tough on these violent actions so that repeat offenders cannot reoffend. That'll knock out half of them right then and there. And then the rest of it is just good police work. But unless we do the right things, none of this is going to happen.
does have them on surveillance. But meanwhile, the family left so shaken, so broken, and so many New Yorkers today left wondering what is going on with some of the people out here that could be so angry and so violent with complete strangers. It's scary. Bianca?
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
They say were involved in a deadly stabbing inside a Brooklyn deli. Investigators say that a man tried making unwanted advances at twin sisters, but when one of them refused, the unimaginable happened. CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook has the latest from Park Slope and reaction from family members.
She's a good person. She didn't deserve this.
The gut-wrenching shock being felt by the godmother of 19-year-old Samyia Spain.
Her birthday is coming too. Oh, man.
She was killed early Sunday morning here at this deli on 4th Avenue and St. Mark's Place after she and her twin sister declined unwanted advances made by two men, according to police. One of them stabbing Samyia to death in the chest. Her surviving twin sister was also stabbed, enduring injuries to her arm. Monday morning, neighbors and others in the community briefly came out to pay their respects at this growing memorial outside the building the twins live. Frances Angel was one of them, a neighbor.
She was in the community and she did have a lot of friends and so forth. But she was a happy-go-lucky girl, you know, normal teenager. You know, sad that this happened to her.
Sunday morning's senseless act catching the attention of community leaders like Daniel Sanabria, a youth pastor who came by to express his condolences. Although he didn't know the sisters personally, he had this message for the surviving twin.
This is tragedy for her family, tragedy for her. It's going to be a long time, and she's just healing this process. And so people have to surround her and her family and support her.
The one thing, undoubtedly, this family needs during this difficult time.
They're not good. Nobody's good. You know?
The deli where this tragedy occurred back open today after it was closed most of Sunday while investigators...
And you know the community's upset about that. They want them to shut down for good. You know that, understand that. And you might even have some people, you know, if the food wasn't so good, goddamn, you might have some people coming in there and making even more fuss about them open up, because the community doesn't care about flourishing business and you know, economics working in their favor, because it's just like we're not getting a piece of it, so we trying to tear everybody else down. This man gotta eat. This man has to run his business, and you got folks in Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask pulling up and killing people. He shut his doors down for a couple days, and then he back up, you know, business as usual. And a lot of people, in many instances I've seen before, have an issue with that. So remember the Young Dolph thing when what was it, the Mama's Cookies or something like that? She tried to open back up, and the people were upset because they wanted the memorial to stay up, but they needed to take the memorial down to open up the shop. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully this business doesn't have any problems, but I've seen it before.
Put the pieces together. They're encouraging people to give them a call if they have information pertaining to this case. In Park Slope, Brooklyn, Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
Tonight, a community is mourning the loss of a young woman, just 19 years old. Witnesses say she was stabbed alongside her twin sister last night outside a bodega in Park Slope. Our Ida Siegel is live outside the local precinct where the girl's parents have been talking to police. And Ida, so many wondering tonight, how could this happen?
Well, witnesses are telling us that this is a case of a man rejected and then taking revenge. And yes, the family is here at the local police precinct talking to detectives, trying to make sense of a senseless crime that happened.
Notice we haven't gotten any descriptions yet, even though they have video footage.
Outside a local bodega. The Natural Plus Bodega back open today after an especially traumatic stabbing last night. Police say a 19-year-old girl was stabbed to death after rejecting a man's advances. A witness who did not want to be identified described what happened.
One of the guys had complimented the two girls that had walked in with their friends, and they said no, they weren't attracted, so he called them names.
It was 2:20 early Sunday morning when police say Samyia Spain, with another 19-year-old neighbors identified as her twin sister, entered the bodega. A man opened the door for them and then hit on the teen girls. Witnesses say they rejected him and he started yelling.
He's banging on the door, they locked the door, then he walked away again, so they unlocked the door so everybody could leave. So the second they opened the door, he ran back into the door and started attacking them.
The man jumped at them and stabbed them both.
So you could tell he really wanted to catch a body, and I've told you guys that there is a blood thirst. There's a bloodthirst in the streets right now. These ninjas in the streets, they want to catch bodies, baby. They want to be known for murking somebody. They want to tell the hood about who they clapped. So I'm just telling you guys, these guys, they take pride in that murder gang. I'm telling you. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, and it's scary and it's uncomfortable. But this is what you have to understand, what we're up against, and the types of evil that these people are capable of. They are smoking on a pack right now. They're smoking on this woman right now. That's their mentality, right? They're dedicating a blunt to this woman's death and the life that they took. This is the mindset. This is what y'all have to understand.
Maya was stabbed in the chest and killed. Her sister stabbed in the arm and survived.
Nice girls, yeah. Very nice girls. So sad to see them gone, one of them gone,
The man with the knife ran off. State Assembly candidate Tony Herbert calling for tougher penalties for these kinds of crimes.
We also have to make sure that people understand if you pull a knife out on somebody, you're going to go to jail.
So just understand that these are the same people who were advocating for no cash bail. And you're going to be like, oh, if you pull out a knife on somebody, you're going to go to jail. Well, if you pull out a knife on somebody, that doesn't mean you're going to go to jail. You might get arrested and then you'll be let out. Right? If you take that knife and stab someone and kill somebody, then you may go to jail, but that's not even guaranteed. If they can't prove that you stabbed them, then they can't keep you in jail. This is what happens when you loosen the language and instate these ridiculous no cash bail laws. And I understand if it's a non-violent crime per se, but we need to broaden the scope of what violence actually is in that case. Because if you're pulling the strap, pulling a knife on somebody, and it's not self-defense, and it's in an aggressive manner, then yeah, you should be locked up. And then if you go as far as to take someone's life or harm somebody, then that should be an even stiffer penalty. But mind you, these are the same people who were promoting defund the police. These are the same people who voted for Mayor Eric Adams, the leftist mayor, the leftist governor. So, and these people tell you straight up, right, that they are not focused on crime and they don't think it's a big issue. And you guys line up and vote for them. So you can't say, oh yeah, you're going to jail. How do you know that? How do you know that? Okay? Because the DAs in New York, they ain't keeping nobody locked up.
Again, police are still looking for that knife-wielding man. No arrests just yet. Reporting live from Park Slope, Ida Siegel, News 4, New York.
Well, an unimaginable heartbreak for a family tonight after 19-year-old twin sisters were both stabbed in Park Slope early this morning. One of the sisters tonight has succumbed to her injuries. Fox 5's Kendall Green has more on the brutal attack.
She's taking it real hard. You know, you never expect nothing like this to happen. What are you gonna do?
Alfonso Goodson is facing a level of grief he never imagined he'd feel after getting a sobering call Sunday about his granddaughter, 19-year-old Samyia Spain.
Said, Granddaddy, Samyia got stabbed and she died. You know.
What was your reaction?
I couldn't believe it. My wife started crying and everything.
Police got the call about a stabbing around 2:20 Sunday morning after someone stabbed Samyia and her twin sister right outside of the Natural Plus Bodega in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Mohammed Albar, who works at the store, watched the girls grow up.
They're very nice girls. I know the family. It's very nice. It's so sad to see them. One of them gone. You know, one of them she passed away.
A witness on scene says some guys were hanging out at the store, hitting on the group of girls who just walked in.
One of the guys had complimented the two girls that had walked in with their friends, and they said no.
The groups started going back and forth arguing before one of the men walked down the block angrily, according to witnesses. Minutes later, one of the men in his 20s, they say, came banging and kicking on the bodega doors, with the girls still inside. Workers locked the door until he walked away again. When they unlocked the doors, that's when the attack happened.
A guy in all black had stabbed one of the girls in her neck and the other in her arm and ran.
Leaving the knife he used.
And this is how vindictive these guys are. They're waiting. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Right there on scene. Officials expect Samyia's twin sister to be okay, while the workers who witnessed the brutal attack, too, have their scars.
When I came in, they went out. They look like in their faces like so sad about it.
The news reinforcing nearly every father's fear.
I think every father would think about something like this happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst call you could get, like, you know, something happened to your daughter.
Now, police have yet to make an arrest in the case. Anyone who may have seen anything or know anything about the suspect is asked to come forward. In Park Slope, Brooklyn, Kendall Green, Fox 5 News.
Family is devastated. It's very senseless. A young life has been taken, and our community is devastated from it.
Cynthia, who did not want to give her last name, is a longtime family friend, mourning the loss of 19-year-old Samyia Spain. Detectives say a man fatally stabbed her outside this bodega on the corner of St. Mark's Place and 4th Avenue in Park Slope early Sunday morning.
She was just a sweetheart and a beautiful young lady. She had a very good heart. She cared for her community, and we love her.
Pieces of yellow police tape could still be seen left hanging outside the bodega Sunday afternoon, just a few hours after that gruesome attack. According to a witness who did not want to show their face on camera, Spain and her 19-year-old sister rejected a man's advances, which led to an argument. The man allegedly left the store came back acting erratic before stabbing one of them in the chest and the other in the arm. The witness claims to have been at a party with the sisters moments earlier.
A guy in all black had stabbed one of the girls in her neck and the other in her arm and ran. So then everybody gets to attending her. One of her friends took off their shirts and started putting neck compression on her neck to try to slow down the bleeding. She was gushing blood just down her entire body, covering the street.
Wow.
As the deadly stabbing is now under police investigation, cell phone video shows commotion and what appears to be a group of people arguing inside the bodega before that stabbing.
Wow, so you can see just how hostile this environment is. Who wants to walk into this bodega when you got these 4 super gremlins with Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask? And if these are the individuals who did this, then we can X out that illegal alien theory. But who wants to walk into this bodega? And the bodega owner can't say anything to them. You can say, hey, you know bye, you leave, you know bye, you leave. He can't say that. It's racist, and at the end of the day, they'll probably kill him. So, sheesh. I mean, you're in a lose-lose. We need help, man. We need help to clean up the streets. These super gremlins are on demon time.
As the deadly stabbing is now under police investigation, cell phone video shows commotion and what appears to be a group of people arguing inside the bodega before that stabbing. The 2 women were taken to a nearby hospital, but sadly, Spain could not be saved. Her sister, who detectives have not identified, is still recovering from her injuries. Now, as family and loved ones piece together a tragedy that will forever change their lives, they're remembering a young life lost too soon. Posters and candles spelling out the word twin for the slain sister sits outside of her apartment building in the Wyckoff Gardens.
Now we got to deal with putting her to rest, and it's hurting every last one of us.
And right now there's a sign on this bodega, which is normally open 24 hours, saying that it's closed, although we can't confirm if it's related to this stabbing. And police say right now they are talking to the surviving sister, just trying to get more information about that attack. Now, at this hour, police say no arrests have been made and the investigation remains ongoing.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.